Alright, I'm gonna start working on my new book here. I'll be honest, I hope I have it on video in terms of like how I even got the idea. I don't, because I'll be honest with you, dude, I don't remember how I came up with the idea for this book. And I know that's not like the best because like I had the idea today, but whatever. It is what it is. I hope I have the origin story on camera from documenting earlier. I ate some motherfucking fried chicken, dude. I don't eat fried chicken that often. I try to avoid fried foods, especially fried chicken, as much as I can. But my brother came over yesterday and he made us some fried chicken. And you know how it is with the grease and shit, bro. So I'm like not feeling my best. I'm feeling like I may have like a heart attack. I just feel like shit, bro. I don't feel good. I feel a little woozy. I'm like, all right, well, I may have had too many pieces of chicken. I'm hot, I'm sweating. So let's see. Let me change my clothes here. Fuck it. You know what? We're gonna go. We're going motherfucking gray underwear today. All right. All right. Let's see. This is the position, by the way, in which I wrote the Real Nigga Bible. I wrote it in my bed with my laptop, just as I am right now. I'm doing my best to prevent you from seeing the screen, because I want it to be a surprise. But I'll tell you what, I am excited for this. All right, so basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just structuring it in terms of, okay, where do I want what to go? I have like raw material in terms of stories that I'm looking at here, and it's like, okay, well, let's get these into a kind of like a some let's get some cohesiveness behind it. It's just funny looking at these and just seeing like how it's kind of coming together. That's the process, right? Like I just wrote down a bunch of things, and now it's like, all right, well, the next step is, all right, let's do this. Okay, and just things kind of reveal itself to me as I go along, and it's a step by step process, and it's it's part of the fun is just the figuring out. Like I'm having so much fucking fun right now. I am really enjoying this. Wow. So far, it seems to be like some themes, like some clusters of moments in time. There seems to be. I'm trying to think of how much I should reveal to you as the watcher. I guess I'll cue you in, huh? Should I? Should I just let you know? What is it that I'm working on? What is it that I'm doing? I hesitate to tell you what I'm working on for several reasons. Number one, what tends to happen is if I share with you right now what is it that I'm working on, I'll have the same feelings that'll come into my body as if I've already accomplished it. And I've experienced this many times in my life. So I'm hesitant to share it with you because I'll feel like, ah, it's a good idea, right? And you may validate that idea and be like, yeah, that definitely is a good idea. And I'm excited for it. And then over time, I'm like, nah, I changed my mind. And then what happens is he may start to doubt my word. So, as of right now, I don't think right now is the appropriate time to reveal what it is that I'm working on just yet because I don't have enough of it fleshed out for me to be like, yeah, like this is going to be a project that I'm going to complete. Right now, I just today I just have an idea. I can completely change my mind on this. It happens all the time. So yeah, I guess I'm not gonna tell you. It's just gonna be a mystery for now. But I'll probably tell you. Well, I'm not probably. Well, yeah, maybe. We'll see. I take things one day at a time. All I have is today. Tomorrow can be different, come with different challenges. But I do like this idea a lot. I do like it a lot, and I'm gonna keep it close to my chest for now. Oh my God. That's funny. Wow. Wow. Seems to be some themes here. Yeah, this is imperfect, man. I'm writing and it's like it's so imperfect because there's a million ways I can go about this. The journey is imperfect. So I guess where my focus is right now is just writing out, fleshing out the stories in terms of just getting the material out. We'll worry about the details. We'll worry about making it sound nice. We'll worry about everything being cohesive later on down the road. Right now, it's just let's just get the story from here to here, and then we'll make the fine tuning details as we go. So it's just remembering that, right? Because I'm finding myself wanting to make it sound a certain way, to make it flow a certain way, but this is the first draft. And when it comes to a book, what you want to do is you just want to get that first draft of the book done as soon as you possibly can. Just make sure that first draft is completed, and then from there we can, like, it's basically like the beginning is just like a race towards like the finish of the first draft. That's the main priority. It's not about making it sound great or anything like that, all that kind of shit. It's like, let's just get a draft done. It doesn't even necessarily need to all be pieced together in terms of this is chapter one, this is chapter two, this is chapter three. I'm gonna talk about this, and this. I kind of have a somewhat of a structure like that. And I think it's important to make sure you have a structure. It's actually very important to make sure that you have an outline. I have a general outline. I don't necessarily need to have like a really explicit outline because these are stories. So, I have an idea in terms of where I'm going with this. And the stories that I'm telling, they have a general theme to them. They're all encompassed under one specific umbrella. there we go. The first story has been written. We're making progress. I think that's a good place to just kind of let it breathe for a sec. My mom got home. I can hear her voice. I want to go say hello to her. Um, yeah, this is the process, man. It's fun. It's enjoyable. The story that I just wrote, I feel that there's so much more potential to make it better. And then even I'm also thinking after I had finished writing it, there is a part of me that wants to trash it. That just wants to say, no, we're not going to include it. But um, I think I have a good starting ground so far. With the second story, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to tell it. So I'm doing a lot of thinking about it. So sometimes, it helps to just kind of step away for a little bit because sometimes the story develops while we're not working on it. The story develops in other ways outside of working on it. So I have this book that I started reading, A Swim in a Pond in the Rain, in which four Russians give a master class on writing, reading, and life. So yeah, I'm going through this, and it's teaching me about storytelling. So I'm just gonna. You never know what ideas come from, or maybe no ideas come at all, but just like this, how like it reaches my subconscious, it may unlock something that gives me an idea for something else. You just never know. And I feel like with art, especially when it comes to like writing and creating, I think it's very important that there is a habit of reading that's in place. And I think it's important to also have activities and a life outside of work, because if I'm too engaged in work, I start to get immersed into this little bubble. So I need to draw upon other things to come in to really help it out. So in order for me to really be able to create my best art, I feel like I need to be out in the world living as well and doing other activities and not having my full focus and attention towards my art. Now, this is how I'm going about things. There is no perfect way to go about it. There is no set way on how to create. This happens to be my process. You think about it, I'm sure that the way that Kanye West starts his projects and the way Drake starts his projects are different. But not just that, I'm sure the way that Kanye West did late registration is completely different than how he did the life of Pablo. There can be elements, but there's something new that he may have taken over time, right? Watch the Throne, that creative process looks so much different than We Don't Trust You by Metro Boomin and Future. So there are infinite ways in order to go about this. And this is something that just kind of sits right with me. It feels good for me. And what I want to do as much as I can is I want to remove pressure from the process. I want the process to be filled with joy, excitement, feelings of like looking forward to, and just knowing like, oh man, I have this project that I'm working on. I had so much fun when as I created the Real Nigga Bible, and I actually documented. I have a lot of video of me writing the Real Nigga Bible. The thing is, I played a lot of copyright music while I while I wrote. I think maybe if I reach out to the people that I had on repeat, because when I listen to music, I actually really like listening to the same song just over and over and over again. I'll listen to the same song for like 40 minutes straight, and I'll enjoy it that entire time. So maybe I can reach out to the people over who produce songs or who owns the rights to Nujubi's music and see if they'd be happy to grant me permission. Will I do that? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I laughed a lot while I did that. And just because maybe I laughed a lot less in this writing session here doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't enjoy it. I really do enjoy it, and I'm excited to see how this plays out and unravels, and what this becomes. And it's cool because I have um, it's not like I'm starting from a blank slate. I have stories that are written out in different places, so it's makes it easier to kind of shortcut the process because I have other stories in elsewhere that I'm gonna bring into this. So yeah, and I'm excited to start working so I can be able to use my money to transcribe other stories as well. Because there's some stories that are very long, and I would like to have them transcribed. So yeah, today's day one on working on the next book. You can see how peaceful I am right now. I'm so much at peace. feel a sense of like relief. I feel a sense of calm. I feel a sense of home, just gratitude and just centeredness. And the process is the reward. Last year, I had a Nintendo Switch and I borrowed the game Zelda Breath of the Wild from a friend of mine. And it took me like 100 hours to beat it. And then once I beat that, I moved on to the sequel of that game, which is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and that took 100 hours as well. And while I was playing these games, I'm working aggressively to try to beat them and get to the end. And once I beat them, I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's nothing else for me to do. But I loved this game. I wish that there was more of the game to play. I wish there was another sequel to this game that I can play. But it's like, damn, I wish I enjoyed it a lot more as I played it. So I keep that with me moving forward with different things, right? Like I love writing the Real Nigga Bible. I'm enjoying writing this so far as well. And it's just like reminding myself, like, bro, it's the day by day, the little work that you put in, the fun you have with that. Like, make sure that you appreciate that time as much as you possibly can because it's the best part. The creating is the best part for me. It feels amazing for me to create. And the place that I want to create from is I want to create from a place that feels good for me. The stuff that I'm doing and what I'm writing is not for you, it's for me. I come first. How do I feel? First and foremost, I can give two fucking fucks about what you feel and what you think. When I'm making these videos here, these are for me. I love documenting. I love to film. I love to speak. I love having my life on camera. It's for me. And you get to be a fly on the wall of things that I enjoy doing and things that I love. I remember I was in Austin, Texas 2 years ago, and there was someone who I met that was really good at what he does in terms of clearing limiting beliefs. And at the time, he was hopping on calls for free to do it for people because he just loved to do it. And I remember I told him afterwards, I said, I'm gonna send some people your way, but I'm not doing it for you. Like, I don't give a shit about you in terms of this. Like, I'm doing this selfishly for me because it feels good for me to be able to clear up beliefs from my homies. And he smiled and he said, well, that works for me. He goes, yes, that sounds good to me. And I'm doing this selfishly because it feels good. If it didn't feel good, I wouldn't do it. And I don't want to force anything. And that's what I've been doing with my book, The Real Nigga Bible. I've been trying to force it. I've been trying to force it in front of people's faces, trying to force it down their throats. But I keep getting met with like dead ends when it comes to flow. Where does this book really thrive the most? And right now, where it thrives the most is it thrives as my accountability partner to help me be just my most authentic self. And if that's the only purpose that it serves for me, I am totally fine with that. I am actually really happy about that. I like that a lot. With the camera, it's flow. When I'm writing this book, there's flow. There's no force. There's a there's a gravitational pull for me to do it. I want to do it. I'm excited to do it. And I'm not doing it for egoic reasons. I'm not doing it for how I look or how I will look. I'm not doing it for any kind of external gain. I'm doing this because I'm like, yeah, it makes sense for me to write this. I want this in the world for me. I think it would be nice to tell you what it is that I'm writing. However, I think it'll take the charge out of out of the process for me because what I don't want is I don't want to create an expectation. So I'll reveal it down the road as there's more completion to it. You'll be a fly on the wall on more of my creation sessions. I think it'd be great, just to see Jay-Z create his music, Kanye, Drake, or even just different artists, like painters, other writers, just to be a fly on the wall while they made the things that bring them the most joy. It just so happens that I love to document, so it's a win-win for both of us. I feel so good. I feel so good. I'm so grateful. Wow. Oh man. I'm a writer, man. I love to write. I'm a writer. I prefer to write than to be on stage. I like because writing makes me feel safe. When I'm on stage, I'm constantly thinking about what other people think. I'm trying to put on a performance. But when I'm writing, I don't need to put on a performance. It's my own little private world in which nobody else has access to. And I get to play however I want to in this world. I can be whoever I am. I can be as big or as small as I want. Can make the world as sunny or as dark as I want it to be. I can create the conditions of the weather. I can choose which house I want to be in. I can choose which food I want to eat. It's a world in which I can live and play in that is boundless and I feel safe. I feel safest when I write. So hey, thank you for watching and being part of this journey. And if you liked it, hey, there's a lot more to come.